In this material, you will get acquainted with the side panel of readings. The sidebar of readings is primarily a tool that is always visible, where the most important parameters of gas system operation are located. The bar differs for each type of controller. By default, in the KME NEVO-SKY program, it is located on the right side. Remember, it is possible to move it to the left side. To do this, select from the Options menu, Reading Panel Options, Show Reading Panel on the left side. This can be useful to make it easier to use the panel while driving. In this menu, you will also find other options for configuring the panel view, such as how to display load, temperatures, lambda sensors, OBD corrections, input-output, and raw gasoline injection times. The bar is divided into several sections, which we will discuss. Virtual panel corresponds to the physical panel in the car. Here you can see how the corresponding LEDs light up. As with the physical panel, it is possible to switch between gasoline and gasoline operation by clicking on the panel. Controller status panel. It is displayed above the virtual panel. It signals the current operating status of the gas controller. Off. The controller is not connected to the computer. This state also occurs during updates. Ignition. The controller is on and connected to the computer, but the engine is not running. Gasoline. The engine is running on gasoline. Gas. The engine is running on gas. Waiting. The system is waiting for the conditions for switching to gas power to be met. Gas auto return. Gasoline operation due to the tripping of the auto return mechanism. Putting to sleep. The controller has lost the ignition signal. This condition will appear if the controller was connected to the computer at the time the signal was lost, or if certain functions require operation after the engine is turned off. For example, EPP. This is indicated on the panel by the illumination of two LEDs. Fault. The system switched to gasoline after a fault, to which the action switch to gasoline is assigned. Program status bar. Located under the virtual panel, the bar shows the current status of the program. Unconnected. Indicates that the program has no connection with the controller. In this mode, you can view the recorder. Connected. Indicates that the gas controller is connected to the computer and has the latest software. In this state, the current operating parameters of the system are displayed. The bar also shows information when an older version of PC software or controller software is detected, the driver is locked, or when a driver update is being performed. By right-clicking on the program status bar, you can quickly access the most important options of the reading panel. Information about the error recorded in the gas controller is located on the left side of the virtual panel. If the controller is equipped with OBD, then the information about the error reported by the gasoline controller will be above. Remember, by clicking the right mouse button, you can delete the errors without going to the Diagnostics or OBD tab. A red exclamation mark appearing on the right side of the driver panel indicates that a warning has appeared in the Sky Expert system. Warnings can be seen at the bottom of the sidebar. Clicking on them will help the program solve the problem. Below the status bar, you can see information about the status of the gas valve and individual cylinders. By clicking on the icon, you can turn the valve off or on, or switch a particular cylinder to gasoline or gas. The dose differs for indirect and direct injection. For indirect injection, the dose is equal to the injection time. In the direct controller, the dose depends on the raw injection time and high gasoline pressure. Here we also see the number of injections per duty cycle. To make it easier to observe injection times for individual cylinders, we have introduced a compact extended view. It allows you to observe the raw injection times for each cylinder. This view can be changed by clicking the right mouse button. For indirect injection in the dose panel, you can also see the occurrence of gasoline touch-ups. The occurrence of certain situations in the gas controller is signaled by changing the color on the head of the dose panel. These are important phenomena for the correct operation of the system, and their occurrence should be monitored. Remember, the same colors appear on the model map and correction map. You can view the color markings by right-clicking on the dose panel heads. Other important parameters of the gas system are displayed below the dose. If any parameter is displayed in red, it means that its value is out of the range appropriate for the system. The olive color warns against approaching such a situation. The reducer temperature is displayed in red when its value is below the switching temperature. On gasoline, the gas pressure value is always displayed in red. Unreliable, suspicious values are displayed in pink. Parameters that are taken from the OBD are marked in orange. To increase readability, it is possible to collapse the parameter block by clicking on the bar with the left mouse button. Remember, it is possible to change some parameters. To do this, click on the panel in question and washout select the parameter you are interested in. In the case of OBD corrections, the system indicates at what point it is working in open loop green color and at what point in closed loop turquoise color. Red color is an error or unsupported status. Additional information also appears in the input-output section. When emulation is active, e.g., EZP or CWO, the parameters that are involved in emulation are highlighted in blue to indicate which parameters are important. Next to the reading side panel is a function bar. It informs about the operation of the various functions of the gas controller. Remember, clicking on a particular icon will take you to the configuration of a particular function. The bar differs for different controllers. It can be found here. Correction for gas pressure built in. Correction for gas pressure. Correction for vacuum. Correction for gas temperature. Correction for reducer temperature. Correction for RPM. Correction for engine temperature. Universal correction. Correction map. Calibration of the model. Correction for injectors. The enabled correction is also visualized when reading gas injectors. Switching strategy to gasoline with automatic return to gas. Cut-off mechanism. Correction for acceleration, indirect injection only. Direct injection, correction when changing the injection system, indirect injection only. Adaptation according to MOS maps, indirect injection only. OBD-OS adaptation, OBD error eraser. Emulations and master-slave mode information, whether the controller is in master or slave mode. Remember, it is possible to display an additional reading window. A small and a large readings window are available. By default, they can be called up on the left side from the virtual panel, or with the keyboard shortcuts Ctrl plus F3 or Ctrl plus F4.